Welcome to a video. If you haven't seen my earlier video, what we're doing is we're waiting for this timer to get to 0, and then we are going to be doing Advent of Code, which is a kind of programming contest like thing that is run over the month of December every year since a few years ago. And what I'm going to be doing is actually working on SerenityOS. So that is a hobby operating system that's written by a bunch of people. One in particular started it, Andreas Kling, and a bunch of other people have kind of helped. So it's a bit more full-featured than my one. And the language that I'm going to be using is one called jakt, which is Swedish for yak. And this was also written by the same team that wrote SerenityOS. There was a bit of massaging of things to get it working within SerenityOS, but that's all good. And I'm also using SerenityOS's browser, Ladybug, I believe it's called. It's got a few bugs, and there were some workarounds I had to do to kind of get it working, and during this process I might try and fix them and upstream them. But to start with, I didn't know it did that, that's pretty cool. To start with, we'll read through this. This is the first time I did it. You saw the counter go down. So we've got some reindeer. So what I like about Advent of Code is it has like a cool story every time. The gist is that we kind of get a star or a point for every time we do solve a problem, and this kind of just talks about all that up to there. Alright, so we're in like a jungle and we're needing to get around. So we have like an input, so every problem has like an input and an output. So this is our input here, kind of just a list of things. It displays a bit funny, just cause. And that's like an example input. We can also get it from here, but I think this might not work. And then we put in our answer, whatever it is, and we get told whether we're right or wrong when we do the submit. So what I might want to do is I kind of made, so I think we got get, so I've kind of made a thing called, it went in right, so I did like a dummy run of this, and I did an earlier year, so 2018, and I did day 6. I like how you can just hover around and do something, and then it like opens and that, it's like pretty cool. So what we can do is, I don't know, check that something did, it's not a good time, not a good sign to start with, but we can see if it works in samples, basic and hello. Right, so we also need that and all these so we want that, and we want this to I'll make an alias out of this, but just to get it running, we call it that there, and then that, and I think it's in build runtime, so if we do that, what we could do is do that, and like that. So that's like a feature of Bash and like most shells, I think, is you can do, I'll work out what the command is again. It's E then R, Control E R. No, that's not it. Control E X. Oh man, I just did it before. It was that. Right, so. Gosh, I like had it just before. Muscle memory, but now I've forgotten it. But anyway, that kind of opens up the whatever editor you have set and lets you edit the command, and when you save it, it'll override it. Yeah, oh no. Right, so this like. Oh man, I should stop trying. It's not like a great sign, this. So it does exist there, but we could also just do this runtime. That's fun. It's Control X, Control E, that one. So yeah, I can do something like that and be like, yep, do what I say, close that, and it'll like update what we had here to be what was in the editor. Right, that's looking good. So we can run stuff. So what I might do is make an alias of jakt equals. Actually, what I might do is do this and alias jakt equals, and I think we need to do that and do that. Do that. And what if we look in a non and we don't actually have one there. That's right. Oh, it probably just doesn't show up. Yeah, shall I set? That's what we want. Alias jakt equals jakt times source jakt runtime. Jakt. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then if we do something like jakt samples basics and hello jakt. Cool, so that's running that. Well, that's compiling. Cool, and it does like arbitrary stuff as well. So what I was on that tangent for is what I want to do is this one. I've got a couple of things that makes things a little easier. So I've got like a shell script, new day. I didn't actually want to execute it. I want to like edit it. Yeah, I can do that. I like that. So basically what this does is like copies some boilerplate stuff and like downloads the input automatically and starts editing the file. So what we could do is actually no, I don't want to do that. What I want to do is kind of make a new NuGet of code 2022. So if we go into this, So what I want to do is copy from Advent or code. So I want to copy from there a couple of things. In fact, what I might do is go into this directory and then I can kind of copy all the things I want easier. Boilerplate, that's secrets, won't show you what's in it, but that's alright. And tests, and I also want get ignore and get hub maybe, and we'll do minus r, that r, and maybe a, and we are going to put this all in and end of code 2022. Are we not allowed to do that? We don't know what a is. That's right. We will just get rid of the a, and we don't need it. Cool. So now in here, do we? Yeah. So we want to go back to where we were. Yeah, so now here we should have like a bunch of stuff. So what I might do is add get hub. In fact, I just want to do get add dot. And might need to edit some things like this. We're going to search for 2018 and change it to 2022. And we also want to edit GitHub, this file, and do the same. And maybe we'll edit this and we'll say we're working on that's the one, the text editor. Yeah, so, oh yeah, and it has like a markdown preview. I forgot about that. So we can change that to 2022, change that to 2022, and we can take away this comment, and maybe I'll just change that to that and like that, and that, I guess. Yeah, sure. Cool. And I think, oh no, I just saw that just before I finished. We'll do that. So this is like just boilerplate stuff that I had from last time. And now if we look at the git diff, we can see that we changed like a couple of things. Yeah. So if we just add all that stuff, and let's make a initial commit, and yep, sure. What else can we get in there? We'll do that. Alt F4 is too hard for me to do on my keyboard. Right, so now what I'm hoping is if we do new day 1, it will just like magically download. Right, so it's asking for this sample input. So can we copy, paste? Yeah, so there was one thing which I might help out the project and fix in Ladybug is I believe this is in like a pre or a code tag. In fact, we could look at the DOM editor, I guess. Can we like go to target? Yeah, we can. Oh no, like yeah, inspect element. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, so it's in a code block with a like a pre. I wonder if I can copy it from here. Nah, that's alright. But yeah, so my issue here is I can't copy that or like seemingly anything. it's something I noticed while trialing out. But anyway, what we can do is shift this over slightly, and so I don't know if there's meant to be a gap there. So what I might do is just open goal, and we want 2022 inputs, and this day1.input. Right, so gaps are a thing. So what we'll do is we'll go up to 3, and we'll new line that, one there, and one there. So that is kind of what the input looks like. So is that the old thing? Yeah, cool. So that is that, and for test stuff I kind of have this thing, because they kind of give you the example answer, so we can put that 2400 in there, and then it opens up our function. What I might do though is open that up in this. So it's like created this file day1, and if we open up the text editor there, then up here we can we can do stuff like tests, or actually kind of run it. Right, cool. So we do need to make a few things. So jakt, in fact, we already have an alias for it, so I think we could probably do that. No. So what we would have to do is plus our source jakt runtime. Cool, crashed again. So it did have. Might just keep that open. So this jakt should be. So that worked. Minus R bang source runtime. I don't know why that one failed, but this one didn't. Put it there, and maybe run the whole path. Build bin. Not that one, test. Which jakt? But there is one there, right? Build bin. Yeah. That's interesting that it's saying stage 1 there. But what I am not seeing is why that tool doesn't work. I think we need to place tool with dollar. What am I doing? That one, and that, and that all. I'll do it again. Yep. Yep. So that looks good. So now our test script is working, and we're using a few things that this doesn't like. So let's start with that. We'll just do that. Cool. That's a tip. Now we can get rid of that again. I don't know why it's still running. That hash needs to be slightly separate. Right. See how this goes. Timeout is not that is alright. Oh no, right, so what I think I want to do is actually do it again. No. So let's open this as well. So I kind of just want to get this working. Timeout doesn't exist. So what we can do is that, yep, and that's the only time. Cool. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, I don't know why that's doing that. I thought. Interesting. Alright. Worked on another day that I tried that, but that's alright. So what we can do is this. And then hopefully that timeout will be good. Alright, so we get a few errors. So that is, that's that, yeah. Yeah. The mouse is like slightly laggy, so it's a bit off-putting. Yeah, this is something that I saw on my host operating system. That when I compiled jakt, which we might just do. Yeah, you don't know that, do you? Yeah, that one was worked anyway. Gosh, that takes a while. Yeah, so what I found was on my host operating system, which I guess I can show you on this, because now you can kind of see everything. Ooh, and yeah, a few things, but that's right. Yeah, when I compiled jakt on the host system, I found this is that yeah, I found when I did when I used G++, and then So if we try and run that samples basics and hello, hello.jakt. So if we do that, and say if we also run it, we'll get a sig fault, and that happens if we just run it as well. But I found when it was compiled with Clang, so you set that seg6 to be Clang, and when we did this and rebuild it, now if we try and do that, it won't segfault. And if we run that hello again, it won't segfault there. But why this is interesting is we'll go back to the version that's a GCC compiled. And if we do that, and say if we GDB build hello, and we run that, and we look at our backtrace, and maybe do that, we can see that it's like in this array storage, and it's like to do with the ref counted thing. I haven't quite gone through it fully, but I can see it's kind of similar, maybe. I don't know, maybe it wasn't. No, that is like array storage string unref. So it's like slightly different place, but yeah, I wonder if it's similar, because this was also that finally finished doing. I think I need to do that to get that back in focus. This was also done with G++. I think if we just do that, yeah, no, I think there was a few things I had to fix up after we did this as well, but maybe not. Yeah, there were some things. I will let it tell me. Alright, can we go Ninja? Can we look at how we're meant to do this? Minus C. Yeah, so Vim except do that line 695, 695. Yeah, it did like a thing that it put like some escape characters. Yep. And we'll do that and that and that. And yeah, that was just the only two. I like tried working out how to fix it, but I kept on running down deeper and deeper rabbit holes. Yeah, so this is what I get when I try and build with Clang on inside Serenity. We get like Clang actually like failing to build. So there are some issues, but if we go back to our little directory and build day one, so it's like crashing straight away maybe. What I in fact like main, I just realized this text is probably real tiny, but I'll have a look after this maybe. Hello world. And say if we try and compile that, what does that give us? So that compiles, but yeah, if we try and run this bad boy, build hello. zip file. Right, so it is kind of something we do in here at zip file design. Yeah, right. So we're getting a size of an array of strings, I guess. Do I actually ever? Yeah, so this might be a bit trickier as well. I'll look it up for another one, but yeah, if we did something like that and do something like that maybe, and run our little thing, we get unreachable code. Unsupport. Yeah, cool. Right, so if we maybe go back here. So the issue here is Serenity doesn't have like the arguments the same way. Like it's got a structure that you can have. So I can look up how to do what I'm doing here, but for now we'll just maybe just hard code it in, which will mean the test script won't really work. But what I want to get is not the seg file. Then we'll. That tried to read some stuff at some place. So that was also doing stuff like in. Oh, that wasn't in my code, I don't think, no. Yeah. So if we did something like this, maybe. Cool. So that kind of works. That kind of works. Alright, more things failing with test script. I guess for this, we always have the possibility of just using jakt, but within my Linux. But I kind of want to have it going on with Serenity. This one's fine to do that, I think. Can't remember which one is the one I want. Can't do Alt Tab. Work out why. I think it's the X I wanted that shows the trace. But yeah, it's not the most user friendly. Might not like that dash. I reckon. Well, it seems like we could just have that and that. Do another diff. That. that seems a bit buggy with the shell. Cool, that is what I want. So what I need to do is momentarily, like whenever we have that input file, we kind of just want to copy that. Man, this mouse is so laggy. And copy that just to input, because our boilerplate is just going to do that. That's just the only place I need to do it, I think. Yeah, because everything just goes into that. Cool. So if we run that again, that looks good. Apart from the shell line kind of showing the bottom. Right, so now that kind of and what we can do is just do that in an example, because we know that it doesn't work. Like, we haven't solved any code, but this we can see what it's doing. We've basically written a cat file. It reads in everything, then writes the output. But yeah, so what we want to do is get this going past, I guess, saying that our example works. And yeah, I just found this kind of a good way to keep everything working. But yeah, I guess we're at a point that we can start solving this. So what I might do is do that, and yeah, so I kind of want to change the boilerplate. Yeah, so the boilerplate. So args. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to search. Cool. We can just have that as input. That's what we did. And that way, the next time we do a new day, it will be good. And I think I want to do that. And do that and that. And maybe we'll want to do this get ignore and ignore. What was it? Input. Will that work? Yeah, because the other one was inputs. Yeah, cool. So now if we go status, so we've got that. Cool. Commits, and here. Yep, and get ignore. And see what we had. So we did that, we did that, and we did all the stuff in test. So we'll do commit and make boilerplate inside serenity. Yep, and that can be how to do that. So now what I can do is just use hello maybe, and get just everything there. Yep, cool. So now we're in a position that we can start solving the problem. So I guess we should work out what the problem is. So can we font in this. Yeah, I'll have to check the video after this, because it could be that this is just too tiny. Which, yeah, that doesn't really do much. Oh gosh, I don't know how to get back. F11, I think it was. Nah, but that kind of helps, maybe. Alright, well, yeah, it's just stuck on full screen. Gosh. How do we get? Oh, yeah. Can we? Oh, that had it. No. I want to like not be full screen. Gosh, I guess what I can do is, yep, if we go into Ladybug and, yep, we'll be inside of this build, and go to Ladybug, and maybe, cool, it's just full screen. And that alt tab didn't work. Oh, what about like that? No. Turn that off. Yeah, maybe we'll just have that. Alright, yeah, that works. Right. I'll just minimize this whenever I want to do the actual coding. Work out another day how to minimize. What have we done? Hour, yeah. So, oh yeah, so here we've got like groups of elves, so that's like one elf with 3 bits of food, that's one elf with 1 bit of food, that's another elf, that's another elf, and that's another elf. And so we're wanting to do something with that. Yeah, and it kind of spells it out there. So one elf has that many, next and next. Right, so we just need to find the person with the most, and then say how much it is. So we just need to sum through all the things that are on one line before a blank line. So what we can do is, so like each line we get empty, so we can see if the line is empty. Right now this one we should be able to font, yeah, even the font, oh, there's not many options, yeah, that one had a bit. Oh, It's a weird one, but it'll work. Yes, so what we want to do is we want to read through and see if the line's empty, and that's like the next elf. And maybe we can well, yeah, we can just do that. That's right, that didn't work. Yeah, like it kind of works, but not from within full screen. Alright, I can make do with that. So if we run this, right, so we can't do is empty. That one, go to here. Something like that, maybe. Looks a bit more hopeful. Except we want to, like, oh, yep. We want just the example. Yeah, be better if, like, maybe I could do that sort of thing. Right, so what about font in here? Terminal setting with no slot. Scroll bar. Yep, this. Oh, we can potentially change the system default. Alright, maybe that is easier to read. We could probably full screen that, and we can just switch between. Right, so now we can kind of see that we are reading in a bunch, then we're getting the new lines. So we're working out the new lines. That is what we want. So we also want to, like, convert this line to an integer. One issue I have with jakt, I guess, is there's, like, it's quite hard to figure out how to, like, convert things. Yeah, .2 in. So I kind of did this in another challenge. Like, the documentation, like, is very minimal and, like, doesn't cover everything, and, like, you kind of have to look through the headers to work out what functions there are. And yeah, but yeah, .2 int. I'm new to the language, so, like, I'll have to kind of look things up as we go, but I'll probably start just remembering things. But yeah, we can see that this is that will get us the integer, and we're going to assume it will, like, error out if the input isn't a thing. So yeah, we should probably store, like, a list of elves. So what I might do, actually no, we can be a bit simpler. Yeah, we can have max, and that can just be, like, 0 to start with, and we can also have a current equals 0, and every time we get a next elf, we set current equals 0. But before we do that, we go if current is greater than max, then max equals equals current, and then we set it to 0. And we don't need to know that it's the next elf now. Otherwise, what we can do is current plus equal that, and maybe we could current equals that, and printlen, maybe we can just print out the max. Actually, no, what we'll do is part 1. Part 1, yeah, I'll do a prefix on that. And I think I need to do that because the font was a bit weird, sorry. O for that. But what I might do is also, I had a thought, yeah, inputs, outputs. So here we'll also do part 1 for that, and is that like, oh, okay, go back to my home, right click somewhere weird. Yeah, it looks like I can't have like 2 files open maybe. But there's also a hack studio, and there's also a Vim. So I've got like a lot of editors, and I'll probably try and try a few, and maybe some more from the ports. So here, if we run our tests again, yep, I thought that might happen. It happened on the other one. So what we need to do is set these to their put. I like how that just did a kind of grumpy face. We kind of need to suggest the types of being that. Yep. You can do it. And this potentially will just like work. Oh, we like never get to the max, or oh no, yeah, I see what it's done. So if we go build day 1, it does actually print that part 1 at the bottom, but it just prints out all the current stuff. So I think if we maybe I'll just leave it. He was doing it. Is it because of yeah, so what I can do here is we run that again. It will pass, and it'll go overall pass. And now what we can do is run it without the example. We can also just do 1, which might be more useful in future days. But yeah, now it will fail on the example because it doesn't have the example in there. But what we can do is remember that 69626 and then put that in here. 69. We need to like click on it in the right way. Gosh. Yeah, that's just not working, is it? I think I need to do some things. Oh no, I didn't want that. I wanted that one. Run over that, guys. And I think I want to do this and that. Can't be there. I can also just get this one. That does the trick, and then the reason why I'm doing some convoluted stuff is I'm logged in with Google. So what I want to do is maybe do that. I'm logged in with Google, and it's just not Google, GitHub. It's like real slow, the login process, and it's got like a memory leak or something in Ladybug. So I'm just like manually setting the cookie. And now, if we refresh, that login will change to my name. Well, it'll kind of change, but not quite. Now, I was looking for a font. I wonder if browser settings that might have. That's kind of hard to like set a font in the browser, because the web pages just tell you. But yeah, there's like seemingly no way to zoom, but that's right. Right, so if we go to this and remember that number 69626. 69626. Yeah, the text box was a bit weird because like you have to click in the right place or something, and then find the submit button. Like the layout's a bit weird, but that's right. Right, so that was the right answer. So what I should do there is outputs and day one dot output and 6966 6966 and 1 equals that. And now if we run test again, that should just pass. And from that we can say that we've done like part one of the thing. So we can add everything and we can commit that and day one part one, and we can be like, yeah, cool. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that. And now what we can do is if we go back to this, we can go back to the page we were, but now there's part two. Right, so the elf carrying the most might run out because like everyone goes to them. Right, so we just need to get the top three. I think this is like real similar to a previous year that you had to get like the max and then the top three maxes. And then we have the total sum. So what we can do, 45000, that is the example one. Outputs day one example, and I've forgotten already. 45000, 45000. It's like a different flow using a VM inside of this, especially like when things don't quite go smoothly. Right, so now what we can do is, yeah, cool. So now if we like run tests, it will now complain that it fails because we're not getting the top three. Yeah, so it fails on that because we don't have that number, and then it says the actual input passes, but once we write the code, we'll be outputting something else. yeah, it kind of works. So what we want is like the top three, I guess, which, like, what we could do is just have them all and then sort them at the end, or we can kind of keep track of 3 variables, max 1, max 2, max 3, and then add them all up. Just thinking which might be more efficient. I think having the 3 variables, max 1, 2, 3, is probably better. You have a bit more branching, but you don't have to like sort it at the end. So what I might do is do that. It's gonna. Alright, so we're gonna have just that, and part 2. Gosh, there's a bit of lag. It's tough on my brain because you expect something to happen and it doesn't quite. Right. So at the moment this will just get the max 1, but we need to think. So if we come across one that has, so this is like every time we get a new elf. So if it is greater than the most top one at the moment, what we need to do is set. We kind of just need to filter down those values, and to start with they'll all be 0, and then we would check against the other one and kind of do that. And that would just be max 3 equals current. In all 3 of those we reset the counter because we've done a thing. So I think this might just work. I don't know, we'll run it. We'll run it, see what happens, and it will either work or it won't. And you don't know until you try. Oh, real close. Look how close it is. So it's like 400 different links. Let's look at this input here. So the top 3 are that, and that, but we're like 400 different. I think what I want to do is actually print max 1 equals max 2 equals max 3 equals, and then max 1, max 2, max 3. Yeah, I think I want to do that, and then go back to that and go back to that. And they'll kind of say what the maxes we think it are, and we'll break it down into. I honestly thought it would just work, but no, not quite. So 24, 11, and 6. That 6 is not right. That 6 is not right. So we got 24, 11, and 10,000. So what I think we also need to do. And do that, run that and see what happens. Why is it picking that wrong one? And maybe we'll go back to example, that one. So we're not getting all that input that we don't really care about just yet. Right, so that 11 is just, yeah, so we're only having 4. We only have 4 in the output. And I think that is because, yeah, that last one is just, like we don't check at the end. So we read all the lines, and at this point, we need to do all this again. And then do like some things. Gosh, I'm being too much of a stickler. So I think like a basic text editor is a bit harder to do code because it doesn't have like a lot of those nice haves, and it does have like Vim emulation. I wonder how good that is. But yeah, I think this should probably give it with debug output that we'll have to remove. But yeah, this, look at that. Doesn't complain about the part 1 or part 2, which means it wasn't in the diff. So that means that we just get it's kind of weird that do that, and then run that again. So that should just pass. And if we run it both, then we should get our second answer. And it should be right. Fail, yeah. 206,780. 206,780. 206,780. It'll be right. Yeah, it was the right answer. I thought it would after getting the first one right. 206,780. 206,780. And oh, look at that. Did like a save, and like the file system did a fucking kernel panic. That's pretty metal. So I guess from here we just have to start again. Well, not start again. We yeah. So that was like doing some file system stuff. So what I did there was, I think I just saved what. Yeah, I just saved from within Vim, and it's got some inode thing. What I might do is just save that and panic. And we'll run it again. And we'll hope that the file system's not corrupted. Right. Oh, that's a big window. Oh, that's because we've got like a big font. But yeah, this window, what I might do is, I will not do that, I want to do that. reminded me. So if we go to event of code 2022 and run that test again, it should get to we'll need to do that thing. Did error and here I think it was control I. Yep, control I. I should have committed and just done it. Right, so I need to copy that, and this one needs to be quite small so I can see. And now if we do that and refresh, maybe full screen. Right, so now we've got 2 little stars. Cool. Just wanted to make sure that did it. Right, so that save didn't happen. Part 2, 206780. Oh, right, so we have the swap file. Let's recover and then. I've forgotten that number, I was trying to remember. 206780. We'll delete that. 206780. So now theoretically this will just pass, and it is very slow because it recompiles every time. So one of the things I might do for my test script is to not recompile every time if the file time is like older than the binary time. It's kind of like make at that point. But yeah, so that is that. We have finished the first thing, and you'll see here like it used to have lots of characters, but now only a couple show. And what happens over time is it like draws a little picture for us, which is kind of cool. But yeah, that is like. That's all we can really do until another 22 hours. I don't know when I'll do each of the videos, but yeah, that's it for this video, I guess. Thanks heaps for stopping along and watching. If you enjoyed it, then like and subscribe. And hopefully you have seen something interesting of doing a coding competition in a different, like a experimental language inside of an like hobby operating system. It was kind of interesting process for me. But yeah, so yeah.